majority leader then, we did not subject the removal of the deputy speaker, or for that matter, the speaker, or any person to this act. That I must say on record. Number two, for the avoidance of doubt, Mr. Speaker, I think for the reasons why, when you look at the Constitution, Article 106, and the standing orders, where this is a special motion, the reason why I think, and it's my opinion, there are no reasons, is because the position and the motion we are moving is of a member who continues sitting in this House after the motion. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is important that that person who is going to continue sitting, who is holding a position, continues sitting in this House after a motion of this nature has been moved. And that is the position of a deputy speaker. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, it's not a coincidence that this motion is being moved by the leaders. We are warning ourselves, me included, that the seat I occupy as minority whip, that seat belongs to the coalition. And I must, in all cases, in the trust bestowed upon me by that coalition, continue advocating for the obligations, rights, and wishes of that coalition. Once that trust is done, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing this House can do to a person who has lost trust of his political party. It sounds like a death knell, but it's a fact. The premium, Mr. Speaker, for these positions we occupy is loyalty to the cause. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, our friend, Professor Kindiki, finds himself in this position. Mr. Speaker, it's not also a coincidence that Article 106 puts such a high threshold. And I want to mention that as I sit, because I will not get into the details that Senator Kangata did, because a lot of us are not party to those issues. And I strongly believe those are not issues that all of us ought to get into. Professor Kindiki, and any person occupying that position under Article 106, Mr. Speaker, must be able to show that he has the confidence of the House. And that is the reason there's a 2/3 membership. And that membership, Mr. Speaker, is a membership of the majority and minority. It's a simple thing. Votes of confidence all over the world, Mr. Speaker, are not personal. So nobody carries a personal agenda against Professor Kindiki. None of us, Mr. Speaker, are questioning his competence. None of us, Mr. Speaker, including myself, is conducting a trial. I would have great difficulties if we were conducting a trial. Since we are not conducting a trial, we did not conduct any recruitment of either you, the Speaker, or the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Speaker. You were elected politically. You were brought here politically. You persuaded the majority to elect you politically, and therefore you must persuade the majority to continue remaining in office politically. There's no other question. There's no middle ground, and that is the end of it. Mr. Speaker, to say that this is momentous, it is. We have rarely had a motion of this nature, or even passed any constitutional motion that requires 2/3. The fact that this motion has reached this far should tick the mind of Professor Kindiki. What is it that you have done to this membership that would cause so many of them to allow this motion to reach at this stage? Now I'm talking to your conscience, because these decisions are about your conscience. It's not omissions or commissions. It's confidence in this House. You will sit with us here after this motion, whether you removed or not. But ask yourself these questions as you go along. The overtures you are offered, Senator Kindiki, should have informed your decision. Since you didn't take them, the vote of confidence will be taken, and you will see it for yourself what it means, Mr. Speaker, to have a motion of this nature. Therefore, allow me to quote Churchill, because this is politics, and politics has no form. And this is what he had to say. And I say this to Professor Kindiki, my friend. Politics is the ability to foretell what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year, and to have the ability to explain why it didn't happen. You know what has befell you, Professor Kindiki. I support the motion. Thank you.
Honorable Senators.
Sorry, I second.
Honorable Senators, I now propose the question, which is that the Senate resolves that Senator Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGAJMP, be removed from the office of the Deputy Speaker of the Senate. Senator Cherargei. Please come.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Senator Rose?
Mr. Speaker, I think this debate may raise a lot of interest, and I'm just wondering if there is a time limit on the debate, Mr. Speaker.
How do people?
Mr. Speaker, how do I make my interest known to you if I want to contribute, Mr. Speaker, to the motion? Is it by pressing?
Yeah, you'll press, then I will note on my paper.
When we press, Mr. Speaker, the mic comes. It doesn't show.
Yeah, it comes. I'll note.
Okay.
3 minutes. Except the leaders, I'll give